Namaste. Good evening, everyone. As we started the AAPGT Sankalpa series to help the current PG needs to aspiring PG need students with their preparation by providing notes, daily questions, solutions, and mentoring by the seniors and doubt solving by teachers, etc. As part of that, we are hosting our first session, which is Crack the Code mentoring sessions by the seniors who were once aspirants but now achievers and are currently pursuing PG in various colleges. So today we have Vasis Subramanian sir, who is currently doing second year PG in Government Ayurvedic Medical College, Bengaluru, in RSBK department. So over to you, Vasis sir.
Hi everyone, good evening. Namaste. Uh, Thank you for the introduction. And Before I start all this, I would just like to put up a disclaimer that I'm not a typical PG aspirant, and I think you can relate with me. I'll tell you why. So basically, I'm my both my parents are Ayurvedic doctors, and during the initial phase of my UG, I did my undergraduation at SDM Institute of Ayurveda. I'm the first batch, one among the first batch students, and it was in 2015 that I joined there. So there, uh, the first 3 years probably, I wanted to do PG. I wanted to do, I wanted to finish UG and then to PG, probably wanting to teach in a professional college or such. But then by the end of the final year and during internship, I thought PG is not something that I would prefer immediately. I wanted some more experiences. I got a thought that during those 3 4 years in UG, uh, I haven't gained enough experience to be called a doctor yet. You are called a doctor once you pass your final year, but are you ready for it? That question came up in my mind, and then I heard a lot of experiences of how PG was not a perfect course as such. PG in Ayurveda. So then I decided that I would take at least an year's break, 1 year break. I would. My initial plan was to go to different Vaidyas and then learn from them, just to understand the different styles of practice. I think 2021 May was when I finished my internship, and uh, in March of 2021, there was a call up for MSc in Marma Chikitsa and Sports Medicine in NIA Jaipur. So they had introduced this new course called MSc, and it was a 2 year course. And what happened was I applied for it. I applied for it because it was something, the topics that I wanted in Shalya Tantra was already in this, and I wanted something alternative to post graduation also. Uh, and Then the list came, and around 25, 30 applicants were there for this course. And then I had to go to Jaipur to write an entrance examination, 50-mark paper. And I wrote it, and the top five were selected for an interview. Initially they told that 25 marks was supposed to be the cutoff. If you scored about 25, you will be selected for the interview. But then after our performance, probably out of the 30 applicants, only around 10 came, and all of us scored less than 25. So the top five were selected for the interview, and the next day we had the interview. Uh, I, being the son of a Marma Vaidya, I had a good, decent understanding of what Marma Chikitsa is and what I wanted to do there in National Institute of Ayurveda. So I gave my best in the interview. I know all the interviewers were happy. And then later I came back home, and I thought I had a good chance to get in. There were only two seats, by the way. So two seats, one general seat and one reserved seat. So for me, it's just one seat in National Institute of Ayurveda. So after a week or two, The results came, and I was second on the list. The first one was given to an MBBS doctor. So this course is actually an integrated course. Anyone from Ayurveda, MBBS, Unani, who are interested in Marma Chikitsa as well as sports medicine, they could apply. And the seat was given to an MBBS doctor. So okay, then I didn't feel what do you call comfortable with the result, and I actually lost my faith in all the entrance based competitive examinations as such. So I decided here also I'm not getting. So PG, how would I get it? I had that in my mind, and I actually lost interest in PG. I didn't want to do PG. I actually wanted to practice. So then, this was in June of 2021, and then by October, a new online coaching, entrance coaching class was started in Kerala. So they had a discounted rate, and I joined it. So it was online classes, daily classes were going on. 1 week I attended. 1 week I attended, I made notes, all those things. Then slowly I lost track because I didn't like the way they teach you for the entrance examination. I prefer to learn Ayurveda with its true essence, to put up the hard work there. But here I am learning codes, skipping all things which will not come for examinations. And then so slowly I lost track of that. But they used to conduct exams weekly. So weekly there was test. I tried attending almost all the weekly tests. By then I had joined uh, popular Ayurvedic orthopedic physician at Trivandrum, and I was there for almost 6 7 months. And in the meantime, all the Saturdays I used to attend the test. It's not that I got the highest mark in any of that. I somewhere in the lower half of the table I used to get the marks. Then so yeah, just 1 week of preparation, and then uh, every week I used to attempt test even if I didn't know anything. It was just okay, A B C D. You just attempt it because I wanted to attempt it. So then this happened. Then I came back from Trivandrum, and then in my place there were a few friends, 4 5 friends, who had also applied for the AAPGT. So I even though I was not interested, I thought, okay, let me just apply for it, have the experience of it. I knew I'm not an academically dedicated person for learning competitive examination. But then, okay, I thought I'll just put an attempt. So me and my friends, almost every day night, we used to, after dinner, we used to sit for an hour or two, and we used to just solve question papers. So one would read the question, the other four would attempt to answer it, and then we'll check whether the answers are correct. So this was going on for almost 1 month, 1.5 months, September, and I think until September. So then what was the intention was that I knew that I couldn't study, mug up everything in this syllabus. The syllabus is vast. Everyone knows that. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of things to mug up. There are a lot of things to study. Can you hear me, Karthik? Hello. Okay. So what I was telling is that I knew that I was not capable to mug up all these things, probably because I was not interested in it. And later, uh, I just wanted to attempt the questions because it was fun. Okay, you have four options. You can look for, okay, what is the best choice among those four. So that's all we did. We solved at least 50, 60 papers. And then it was, I understood it as better preparation can be there academically. More people would have prepared much more better than me. But preparing to face the questions while writing the exams is something that we all have to prepare for. There is a huge probability that most of the questions that come for the entrance exams will be those which you have not prepared for or which you have forgotten. So then I realized that preparing to face those questions mentally was something that I should uh, do. So then, okay, the exam dates came, and then we went to write the exams. I was chill because I had no expectations. I just wanted that experience of writing it, and I knew if I wouldn't get it, and I would have another year to continue my practice. So then we went. It was in Thrissur. I'm from Palakkad, and we had to travel 2.5 hours. And then, since I had no expectations, I was very calm. I wanted to. I was just observing all that was happening there. How people study, how people were tensed, how some were just coming for their first attempt, just like me. And then so I attempted the paper. I solved around 40. I knew confidently that all those 40 questions were correct. Uh, another, then I realized, okay, 40 questions if I solve, it's 40 into 4, 160 marks, which is not enough to get into a good college. So anyway, I didn't have anything to lose. So I uh, attempted a total of 107 questions. Most of them uh, I would have I would had to guess between two options or three options. So at first I uh, did those which I had confusion between two options, and then finally I saw some 80 questions I had solved. So I knew that if you had to get to a good mark, you need to attempt at least 100. Then finally I attempted 107 questions. Uh, and then we came out. There were people crying there. There were people who were like, "Okay, I wouldn't get it." There were people like, "Okay, I attempted well," and there were people who were expecting the answer key to come out. I was just chill. We had good lunch, and then we met some other friends, and then we came back. So when the results came, I got a rank of 1,449, if I'm not wrong. So 1,449. It's not the best rank I know. But for the level of preparation that I did, I think it was a great mark. There were people who had prepared a lot better than me, who was doing their second attempt, third attempt, but I scored better than them. Whether it is a fluke or the way I prepared to face those questions, I think that's that's a question that is there. Then finally, the option entry time came. Uh, I didn't want to work so hard for PG because I have heard from a lot of my seniors, friends in other colleges that okay, PG is where you are made to work a lot without you getting any of the benefits of it. Not the academic work as per se. It's more of administrative work, writing work, all those things. So finally, I'm here in Rashastra department, and so all the best for you guys. But before that, if you guys have any specific questions on what specifically I did, Karthik, you can ask me.
Ajay, now what was your schedule and routine during your preparations?
Okay, so the initial one month probably. I the first few weeks I attempted to listen to the classes. Evening, it was there for 2 hours. I did prepare some notes, but then I lost track of it. Then my schedule was every Saturday I used to attempt the papers. Saturday night or Sunday morning, they would release the answer key, and I would just go through it, what I went wrong and what was right. I did not prepare much for it. Then lastly, as I told, we used to sit with friends, and night 9 to 11 or something, we used to solve papers. So I told you, I was not a typical PG aspirant. Okay, I want to stick onto a schedule and study like that. My attempt or my idea was to gain experience out of it. That's it. I didn't want PG as say. So my schedule, I don't think most people here would be following them. Uh, I just wanted to tell you that you can keep on preparing academically, but at that moment when you are attempting the paper, you should not forget things, the ones that you have prepared. It's about preparing yourself to deal with how to face a question, how to navigate through those options, and how to select the best one that comes to your mind. So schedule wise, I don't think I would be a good person to copy.
Like, what were your main study resources, like books, online courses, coaching? And do you think AAPGT can be cracked without any external coaching, paid courses, etc.?
True. So as I told you, I had joined this online coaching class called AMI Academy. It's run by AMA, Ayurvedic Medical Association of India and Kerala, and it was their first try also. We were the first what do you call it, guinea pigs of that, and their tests helped me a lot. I wouldn't say their classes helped me a lot because I didn't attend many of them. Their tests attempted helped me a lot, and then they used to give notes, PDF notes. I think it's common for most of those coaching classes. All of them give notes, or all of them tell you a way to prepare notes. So that was there, and then you can uh, crack APGT without coaching classes. I think I am 100% sure of that. To get a good rank, I think you need either you need a good coaching, or you need a good disciplined or a good set of friends who you can study together with. AAPGT, it's very difficult to study alone if you are not disciplined enough. So you can you can get a good rank. Even though I had joined a coaching class, I did uh, I did gain out of it exam wise. Uh, Content wise, it was not much for me. And the usual books I had referred, Govind Parikh, and a lot of question papers. I tried to download a lot of them, and the question papers of the coaching classes. And I used to collect some question papers. As I told you, we sat as friends. We sat together to write this. So question papers. that's what I has helped me more than the textbooks, than contents. Uh, yeah, so that's it.
And about your time management during preparation,
Uh,
were any other
again,
things were going on in your life during that time, or you
yeah,
were
yeah.
completely dedicated yourself for
No, no,
the
no, no, no.
PGT preparation?
No, no, I told you, right? I was not completely involved in this preparation. As I told you, the 6 months time I spent spent in an hospital, and in that hospital, it was almost a 24/7 duty. Casualties of fractures used to come. So it's an Ayurvedic hospital. So it's called Triveni Nursing Home in Trivandrum. For those who are interested, they can go through their videos or stuff. So it was not a perfect schedule for me, and mostly probably because I was not aiming for PG that year. I wanted to continue practicing with other clinicians in Kerala. So time management, we used to sit in the night, solve question papers, at least one or two we used to solve completely, and then see who got a better. It was more of an oral quiz kind of thing. One person would have the book, he or she would ask the question, tell the options, and others would guess it basically, because we had not prepared much, and then we used to guess it, and then okay, then we got used to that. We got the hang of it. We understood which all questions were repeating, and quite a lot of questions come from the same portions. So repeatedly, when you solve papers and check the answers, you get to know a lot of it. I did make some notes based on Govind Parikh book, Ayurveda Sangraha. I used to watch videos of AAPGT preparation channel. It's there in YouTube. So one of their playlist is study of Govind Parikh book itself. So using that and referring to the book, I used to prepare notes. Apart from that, I didn't have a strict time schedule. I was when I was in Trivandrum, I was practicing. Then when I was at home, I was involved in a lot of things like medicine preparation and sometimes consultations also.
We have a question from one of our viewers.
Okay.
The question is, what was the result of your friends with whom you used to solve papers?
Okay. So three of them got within 3,000 or 4,000. Two of them got 8,000 something. All of them qualified for the what do you call qualified with the minimum marks, but uh, my intention was, as I told, my intention was to know how to face those questions. Those who there were two of them who were repeating. They had attempted twice. One of them attempted thrice, but I scored better than them, probably because I was not worried about getting into PG. And uh, two of them joined, one in Parul University and one in Trivandrum.
That's very unique way to put it, sir. So, you are not worried into getting into PG, and that's why you got into PG. It's
It matters
destiny
a lot.
sometimes.
It actually matters a lot because uh, I wanted the experience of writing the paper more than I didn't want. It was not compulsory for me that I had to get PG that year itself. It was just an experience for me. And so again, as I told, it was probably because we solved so many papers, solved so many questions, and in the last 2 3 years, the pattern has changed a lot. It's not based on the usual textbooks as such. Ayurveda Sangraha, you can learn the whole thing, and probably 10 to 30 questions would come out of it. So that's there. the pattern is changing drastically. So I think it's better to be prepared to know, okay, I have a question, I have four options. Okay, I know that one option is not completely wrong for sure. So I have three options. And then I think logically, okay, is it right or is it wrong? They do put confusing question, confusing options, but uh, at one point of time, you would, after solving so many questions, be like, okay, it will not be this. It would be this. It comes to your mind. I have a lot of the questions that I attempted. Some of them, I remember the answers. As in, they were a repetition of the previous papers somewhere in the last 10 years. Some were completely new. Somewhere those which I had no idea about. But when I saw the options, I was like, okay, these three cannot be the correct answer. So then I took the right one. So the experience of the building of the courage to face the question and the options is something I think if everyone prepares for that, uh, plus they have prepared academically, they have gone through all the basics, they have mugged up some things, they would surely get a rank.
Uh, Thank you. Now I have a set of questions which are very interlinked. Okay.
Okay.
So, what were some mistakes you made during your preparation? How did
Okay.
you correct them?
Hmm.
What was your sorry. So, what techniques did you use to stay motivated?
Hmm.
How did you deal with any kind of stress or anxiety during your preparation?
Hmm. Okay. Can you put one question for the first question? Yeah. You can just repeat the first question.
Okay. First question. Okay. What were some mistakes you made during your preparation, and how did you correct them?
Okay.
What do you wish you had done differently?
Okay. Done. I'll tell my answer and then you can put up the next question, even though they are interlinked. So, firstly, I was not having a good aim. Okay, I want to get PG. Is it a mistake? No, I probably postponed it to the next 2 years. Okay, 2021, I didn't try attempt it. The first one, I wanted that break. 2022, I did attempt it, and 2022 itself, I was not expecting myself to get a seat. I actually expected not to get a seat so that I can continue visiting different doctors and practicing. And then afterwards, so 2022, it was not that I wanted, okay, I should get PG this time. I didn't have that aim. I think it's necessary. But I had the aim, okay, I should have a good experience out of it. I should learn from the experience of writing the examination that I had. So how I corrected it, so since I didn't have that aim and I somehow got into it, I didn't make efforts to correct it. Some other stuff. Okay, while preparing notes, it is very important that while we are preparing it, we keep on repeating it. The content is so much that we tend to move from one topic to the next, to the next, to the next. But if we don't keep a proper time to revise what we have learned previously, I don't think it would be of use. You'll surely forget it. And too many codes are not good, I feel, probably because of my study methodology. Uh, we tend to remember the codes, but we forget what was supposed to be there behind them. So for me, too many codes. I had in initial stages, all the classes, all online YouTube videos, everything was teaching in a way. Okay, they used to put up stories, put up short codes, mnemonics, and all. But finally, after maybe 15 days, you would remember the story, half of it. The mnemonic you wouldn't remember. You wouldn't know what was behind them. So for those who are good with it, please go on. But For others, I don't think it is a great idea. It's better to learn the concepts and understand them. Thirdly, studying this whole concept, no, it's practically not possible in a 1 year time or 6 months time. What you can do is pick out those points which are exceptions. For example, in Vata Jwara, there may be a lot of lakshanas related to Vata, but there might be that one Kaphaja lakshana in that. So those are the ones that they would ask during the exams. So it's important to pick out and remember those exceptions. Exceptions in all contexts, from Nidanas to Chikitsa. Sometimes there would be uh, Snehapana in Kaphaja patient. So it's an exception to the general rule as such. So those things they do ask in the question papers, and to correct them, for me, all the correction happened during the solving of papers. Okay, today I got it wrong, and then I remembered that this is an exception to it, to the general rule. So that was going on. So other than that, again, I told you, no, I'm not a typical PG aspirant. Those questions, uh, I didn't have a clear cut, what do you call, disciplined study pattern to it. So I don't feel it's a mistake. That's there. It's more about what I wanted to do. Then somehow I ended up here. Eh, for the good, probably.
Before we get to my question, we have
Okay.
one question from viewer. So, how
Okay.
much one need to get rank to get BHU or NIA or AAA?
Okay. General rankings, it varies a lot during each year depending on the uh, interest of students of that particular year. Secondly, uh, the vacancies. People do look into vacancies. Okay, this department has a lot of vacancies, so I would get it. There is a better chance that I would get job in that. So it varies a little bit every year. But the central institutes, if you are a general category person, you need to get within 200, 250. That's the max. 200, 250. All the government colleges, it varies. Uh, for example, in GMC Bangalore, my year it was around 1,500 for the general rank. Reservations, depending on the range of reservation, even an 8,000 rank person would get into a central university. And it depends. It depends on who, how the people in front of you are opting for the seats. I don't know the exact ranks of last year, but I remember that it was within 200 during 2022 entrance examination. And these ranks are subjective to change a lot. For example, one of my friends, he got an all India rank of thousand hundreds in the thousand hundreds. It was in 2021 entrance examination. So in Karnataka, he would have got in GMC Mysore, Bangalore, or in Ballari College. But then he waited for the Andhra research. He was a native of Andhra, and he had scored the first rank there. So it's subjective to that. Very subjective. Ranks can vary, but you need a below 200, 250 rank to get into a central institution from the general quota.
Thank you. So coming to our previous question, the where we stopped. So
Okay.
did you get any stress or anxiety during your preparation? If so, how did you deal
Mhm.
with it, and how did you keep yourself motivated, even though you didn't aim to clearly for cracking the PG? You must
Mhm.
have undergone through something. So how did
Yeah, yeah.
you cope up with it?
Okay. Even though I didn't want to get PG then, I had applied for the entrance examination. Dates had come. All our friends, we put up a the exam center in the nearby locality only, in the sense that we all could travel together. Then what I understood was during the course of preparation with my friends, as I told, they were repeaters. They had gone to coaching classes and all, and they knew a lot. They knew a lot of stuff. They knew a lot in the sense. If I were knowing 10%, they would be somewhere around 50, 60%. And they were well prepared. They had lots of codes. They could remember all the classifications of diseases or classification of treatments. They could pick out what is what. Sometimes when I used to read a question, I wouldn't know which context it is from. But then they would tell that, okay, then I realized, okay, that was actually a demotivation for me in the sense, okay, anyway, demotivation in the sense that, uh, okay, they knew these answers because they prepared. I have not prepared well. So it's okay that am not knowing it, but still answering things continued. And then that was there, but then it was the mindset of it. I didn't. It was not that I wanted the PG. I keep on repeating it because most people here would want the PG immediately as soon as possible. Uh, so it, the mindset matters a lot. What you want, it's the process of it. You should enjoy the process. You should enjoy the journey to it, and you should enjoy uh, writing the exam also. I actually enjoyed writing the exams because you are attempting it on a computer, and you have a lot of options. On the right side, you will get the question numbers, and you could flag the questions which you have doubt. So it was an interesting experience for me. So the mindset matters, and probably I was a bit worried the morning of the exam. We were traveling in a car, and we had to leave at 5 because some we had to leave at 5:30. It's 2.5 hours from my residence, and during the car travel, usually I sleep off while I'm traveling. But that morning, I couldn't sleep. I was probably overthinking, not in a worried sense, but again, somewhere it was there in my head. So, yeah, that's it.
Um, so any subject specific tips and exam day strategy?
Okay. Subject specific samhitas matter a lot. All three samhitas, plus there are samhitas from which questions come, like Harita Samhita and Bela Samhita. Bela Samhita, usually at least two questions come. So other samhitas is a syllabus point there. So those, if you focus on, you get a majority of questions. Rashastra, around 3 to 5 questions can come. Thing is, it can come from anywhere. So you cannot sit and prepare one single subject the whole time. But these samhitas part, including the other samhitas like Bela, Harita, Kashyapa, questions do come very regularly. Uh, then exam day strategies. Wake up fresh. I don't think competitive exam and getting into a PG seat is a crucial turning point in your life. I feel that everyone should take it as an experience. I think everyone should face the questions bravely. I think everyone should use their head while solving the papers. You know what would happen for most people who have prepared previously very well. Uh, okay, they went through the first 5 questions. They did well. Okay, they are confident now. But the sixth question, it is a very easy question, but they blank out. They don't remember what is the answer. So when that happens, no, they lose their confidence. They lose their motive, and they keep on thinking about it when they are solving the rest of the paper. And that is not a good thing. I feel your head should be clear when you are facing each of the questions. And okay, another thing is there are questions. Okay, there would be a question where its options would indicate the answer for another questions. So all those things you wouldn't remember if you are always what do you call continuously worried and thinking. You should remember what questions came previously, and uh, you don't need to hurry a lot. You get the time for solving each paper, each question, and nowadays the last 2 years questions are becoming bigger. You need to read and understand English. I think if you have a good hold of English, you can understand the question better, as well as the assertion and reasoning part and their options. They are the question paper. Whoever has put up the question paper, uh, they are now including small grammatical, what do you call, grammatical differences in the options, and language wise that would be difficult for some people. And remember to first attempt all the questions that you know. It can be less you that you know confidently. If you know 30 to 50, you're decent. If you're no more, you're great. So after that comes the what do you call, the significant part. You need to attempt at least 100 to 110 questions minimum to get a good rank. There is a good chance that uh, all of them can go wrong, the ones you guess, but you need to make a wise decision on each question. As I told before, there can okay when you see a question and you see the options, you can sometimes you can rule out one or two options there and then comes the other two options. There, if you would have a doubt, you would keep thinking, but you have to make a logical conclusion to that, and you should. Whenever you have a confusion between two options, just go with it. When you have an option with three confusion with three options, then you should think. You should remember the previous questions which has come already. There might be some connection. Match the followings are easiest to score because you would know something out of those options. Match the followings as well as statements. They would give statements and tell this is true, this is not true. A is true, B is false, A and B are true. So those can be scored nicely. And I don't know last year, but the year before that, image based question was there to identify if you are correct or not. So that's all. Exam day, just chill, write, put up your head. I am not telling that be careless, just go attempt, guess everything. You should be intelligent enough to attempt those questions. It's not about knowing or not knowing. It's about deciding whether to attempt the question and you should have that set of 100 questions. So you can leave 10. So apart from the 10, you have to attempt. Otherwise, it's not possible to get a good rank. You can only calculate. So if you attempt 100 questions, it will be 400 marks if all of them are correct. So that's a very good mark. So even if out of that 25 goes wrong, you can subtract. It will be in the 300s. It's again a good rank. People are within 1,000 rank score that much, more than 300. I scored 241 or 46, if I'm not wrong.
So we have a next question. How to study Samhitas in right way?
From the PG point of view, right?
Yeah.
Okay. From the
So
PG
it's a
point of
question
view,
from, yeah.
no, I mean, to study Samhitas the right way, I don't think uh, none of the coaching classes or none of the students are studying the Samhitas the right way as they are meant to be for PG exams. But for PG exams, you need Charaka Samhita, you need to prepare chapter wise notes. Just go through the chapter each day. If you are preparing one or two chapters, you need to fit all of that in half to one page, whatever is there in one chapter. Certain chapters would exceed one page, but I'm sure that the majority, at least 80% of the chapters, would fit in one page. So those are your pressure tools. So you would know that okay, Indriyasthana questions are not usually coming, and probably in the first chapter it would come, first chapter of Indriyasthana. Apart from that, you wouldn't get it. But in the Purva Rupa Avasthas, there would be some Arishta Lakshanas, those would be there. So first, I think it's better to go through the previous papers and see what kind of questions are coming, what kind of options are coming, and then you will get a hang of okay, I these portions, okay, Vimanasthana, 8th chapter, all these are coming. It's a huge chapter. Yeah, it's not practically possible to study and by heart all of it. But if you are familiar with the words, the concepts, then I think it is a better thing. So Charaka, then comes Sushruta. Most of us wouldn't have learned Sushruta completely, at least read once or at least know the chapter titles. So first, okay, as I told you, uh, one page for each chapter. On the title should be remembered. So all the chapters of all the Samhitas should be remembered, chapter names first. Then you would know, okay, which context it has been told, and then you can remember, uh, you will know how to pick the right answer. Uh, Charaka, Sushruta. Sushruta is one which would trouble us a lot because we are not taught it much during the UG. Charaka, you would know most of it. Ashtanga Hridaya and Ashtanga Sangraha. Ashtanga Sangraha very less comes. Only those, there are certain questions. Uh, the probably a Chikitsa Sutra would be different in Charaka, Sushruta, Vagbata, both Vagbatas. So then such certain points are there which we can understand through get through previous papers and also collect notes from whichever source you can. It's not practically possible for one person to sit and prepare notes of it. So you that's why I told create a group, share the notes, collect notes from those who are going to coaching classes. That would help. Okay, there is Nagraj Sir's coaching, right, in Udupi. So again, I think what they do is, even though they prepare, they attempt tests every day. So that attempting the questions is really important thing. So Samhita wise also, you if you have attempted at least 10 question papers previously, you would know what portions to focus on. Uh, I think Sutrasthana, a lot of questions come, Nidanasthana also come. Vimanasthana, certain points come, then Chikitsasthana, some a lot of come. Like in Chikitsasthana, Purvarupas, Lakshanas, Chikitsa, all of them come. But as I told you, the exceptions, those are the ones which we should remember properly. Because general rule we can remember. Okay, Pita Tuk is there. We can assume that it's a Pitta Roga or a Pitta Beda of Jwara, Rakta Pitta, or even Kamala Pandu. So knowing the exception. So if there is Rakta Mutrata in a Kafaja condition, then that's an exception. So as I told before, exceptions are some all the points where exceptions are there, we should note it down and remember. They do ask some questions like who is the author of this Samhita. A lot of those books come in Samhita, all the Darshana based books, and then comes in Rashastra and Vaishya. Okay, so Basavara GM, who has written the author, who is the author of it. So such questions come. I hope I answered you, but thing is, Samhita is very vast. One person cannot sit and prepare the whole of it, yeah, unless you are sitting for it completely. Is it okay?
I think there was some network issue.
Yeah, I'm back now. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So, what's the next question? Okay, is it necessary to buy heart slokas? Right. Uh, if you are into by hearting slokas, like from the first year of UG, if you had by hearted, probably okay layers of twak, it is actually helpful while solving the paper. You don't need to sit and by heart new slokas, only those where you can enlist different things. Uh, for those who are not capable of by hearting slokas, don't attempt it because it's just an additional burden for you. Uh, for the PG sake, I'm telling you. Apart from that, for practice and all, you need to put the effort. But for PG sake, in a short period of time, to by heart all the slokas, you can by heart those which you are comfortable with. They would help during the examinations to pick the right option. We had a question about layers of TOEIC and which uh, in which layer a particular condition comes. Since I remembered my first year and remembered that sloka, I could answer it confidently. So it was among the first 40 that I had attempted. So slokas, if you are comfortable, please by heart. Please revise the slokas which you had already learned previously during your undergraduation. Other slokas, if you are an expert in slokas, you can go with it. But uh, if you're not comfortable with it, it's better to avoid for PG sake.
So one of the final question we have today for you is, what after giving PG NEET? The time period between giving exams and results, how it will be? Should one plan for what to like? They will be knowing their marks after key answers are released in 1 to 2 days. So what
Mhm.
should one do? Like which department they should choose? Which one is the best department? Or like what are the advices that post exam should be followed?
Okay. Mhm. So finish your exam. Just relax for a few days. If you are looking for alternative things, okay, there are PG is not the only course you have after undergraduation in Ayurveda, BAMS. There are a lot of people who go with other courses, most popularly MPH, that is Masters in Public Health. There are people who go with MBA. There are people who go with Masters in Hospital Administration. There are people who choose this MSc degrees. So MSc, there is MSc in Ayurveda Biology in TDU in Bangalore. Apart from that, there are MSc degrees in National Institute of Ayurveda, as I mentioned before. There is one in Marma Chikitsa and Sports Medicine. There is one in Yoga and Cardiac Health. There is one in Diet and Nutrition in Ayurveda. There is one in Manuscriptology if you are interested in that. Uh, yeah, so all these MScs are also there. Don't think that PG is the only option that we have. PG is a step in the sense that PG you get that MD degree, but I don't think everyone needs it. I don't think that post graduation is a must. Mostly because as I'm experiencing now, post graduation quality has dropped a lot. You are not gaining much out of it. You are okay. You are surviving it with your own efforts. You can do learn a lot. But apart from that, you don't get a lot of support during post graduation, especially in the government colleges. Facilities wise, as well as assistance from faculties wise. And so after you attempt the exam, just chill, look through your options. People might think that post graduation is the only option. There are a lot of great practitioners out there without post graduation. there are a lot of there are people in WHO who after undergraduation did masters in public health and joined WHO as a regional coordinator, regional what do you call sectorial coordinators, etc. And you go through your options. You can plan your future, but you should be ready to be flexible in that path. So as I told, my plan was to practice for another 2 years, but somehow I got post graduation. So I had not thought about what to choose, where to choose. I honestly didn't know that I would get such a rank. I knew that I had attempted 40 questions correctly. The rest I was not sure. I didn't check the key also. And when the rank came, okay, based on my previous years, I was sure that I would get a seat in a government college. Uh, then, okay, again, as I told, I didn't uh, want to be in a place where you are made to work a lot. You are not given time for your own work. You are not given uh, good academic assistance also. So finally, I chose Rashastra Vaishajya because uh, non-clinical. I wanted a non-clinical subject. I get holidays, all the government holidays. I can come to college at 9 and go by 4. I get stipend at least once in 6 months. So you get the perks of that when you're in a government college, but you have to face a lot of other demerits also. So subject wise, if you are interested in a particular subject, just go with it. Don't see which college. If you are interested in a subject, and if you are not interested in a particular subject but two or three subjects, you select them in that order. Uh, from my point of view, if you want stipend, government colleges are the only option. And Central Institute. I am not including Central Institute based on my experience, as I had not attempted to apply there. And you would get it. Those who are scoring a good rank would get it, and the stipend is very high. You get a good quality education. I'm not telling Ayurveda as such they would teach, but you can progress gradually in that pathway. Subjects, I think it's always based on the interest of the person who is there. If you are looking for just a teaching job, then you have to see which departments have vacancy in the coming after 3 years. So all these, if you are thinking about it and calculating it, I think now Kriya Sharira and Sharira Rachana and Agada Tantra, all these have vacancies. So those you would get job after 3 years surely. So, but you need to have interest if you are committing yourself to a particular subject for 3 years. Unless you have that interest, whichever subject you take, it will be sometimes that interest comes to you after you join the post graduation also. So, if you have an interest in particular subject, see which colleges, contact your seniors, see how the faculty, see how the infrastructure is, see what all opportunities you can get from each of those colleges. Make a list out of it, and if you are not into a particular subject, if you just want to have a post graduation degree, then see what is your priority, whether you want to be clinical within a particular subject, or whether you want to have time for yourself to do things that you like, or uh, you want to just teach. So any subject is fine. Most so Considering all this, it is very individualistic what subject to choose and which is the best subject. Also, for me, I will tell you my example. So I actually didn't want a. I like Shalyatantra, but I don't. I like Shalyatantra from the Marma point of view or the Bhagna point of view. But in Karnataka, there is no college which is having faculties who practice it in a confident way. You rarely get a fracture case or anything. So I was okay. I didn't want this do Shalyatantra in Karnataka. Similarly, all other clinical branches. Then I wanted to be in touch with the clinical side. I wanted my PG to be helpful during my clinical practice in the future. So I had two options there. One is Samhita. Samhita, you study all the subjects, you are much more perfect with what is there in the text, and you would know how to apply it if you are going and learning from a good person. Second option for me was Rashastra and Vaishajya Kalpana. Even though it is considered to be a non-clinical pharmaceutical subject, the benefits of doing post-graduation Rashastra Vaishajya Kalpana is many. Even during you can prepare your own medicine, the first perk. Secondly, you can know how a medicine acts in the clinical level. So both benefits are there. So then in the first allotment, I got Rashastra Vaishajya Kalpana in SDM Hasan. And then I knew that I would, there was a good chance that I would get a government seat. So I didn't want to, I just wanted to experience government seat again. I knew that SDM was better infrastructure wise, better academic wise, classes wise, much more organized, much more structured. I since I did my undergraduation in SDM itself and in a private setup, I wanted to know how the government sector works. So I didn't settle for Shastra Vaishya in SDM Hasan, which I feel presently that it would have been a better choice for me academically. Uh, I got it in the second allotment, and any post graduation, if it, to learn, to understand, to contribute to the Shastra, I think we need to put efforts on our own. So that's there. I don't think I can suggest a particular subject for you directly, but it's individualistic. I think I explained it enough. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, just a second.
Okay, then.
To summarize this whole session, um, it's the mantra of keeping your head cool, having best study groups, solving papers every day, and trusting the instinct of your gut is the key to achieve, and key to
Yeah.
and facing the exams bravely. Is it all that to
Yeah.
summarize and put it in one single sentence?
I would just like to add that it's not blindly trusting your gut. It's about intelligently trusting your gut. You need to know where
Yeah.
to stop attempting blindly because your gut might say, okay, I will attempt this also. What is going to happen? But that one question might be 1 to 4 marks can change ranks up to hundreds. So that is there, especially in the middle part from 1800 to 2500. It would be a difference of just 20-25 marks maximum. So at 4 5 up to 50 people might get the same rank, same score. So based on their age, based on their alphabetic thing, it would be ranked. So you need to know when to stop. So it's about intelligently attempting it. You will get it. You will get it most of the time right when you keep on attempting the questions. There are a lot of Telegram groups out there, and daily hundreds of questions comes up. You just have to keep on attempting them. That is there, and you have. It's not about blindly attempting the questions. Also, you need to attempt question papers as such, the whole of those 120 questions, because then only you will know how to attempt in an exam scenario. If you are okay, you are going in a car and you are traveling to your college and you are attempting on your phone Telegram randomly different questions, it would help. It would help, But unless you solve the question paper as a whole, you wouldn't know what to connect from where, what all are the connecting things, what all are repetitive things. You wouldn't know. So you should be prepared for all of that also. It's about keeping your mind cool, doing what you like, uh, and understand that it's not the end of the world and there are a lot of other options. Post graduation is becoming saturated. I think Karthik would agree to me that the educational system needs to be completely shifted. So that's it.
I would agree with you in every point on any given day, because the thing you said about intelligently trusting your gut, it happened to me during my UG NEET. I was very weak in physics. I knew 9 to 10 questions pakka. I knew the answers, like questions from semiconductors and all. I knew, but my gut said, anyways, you don't know the other 35. So why simply leave them out? Just do one thing, attend all of the 35. Even if you get 10 correct and 25 wrong, it will be a plus for you. But instead,
True.
all the 35 got incorrect, and I got 6 marks in physics finally.
Yeah. You cannot blindly
So
trust
it
your gut.
affected me very badly, going by your gut
Mhm.
also. The point you said about intelligently trusting your gut is very true to the point, every word of it, and I would agree with you on any given day. So yeah. Yeah, and education system, as you said, we have to make a most of what we are studying now, and develop our skills along with, and build actually the most important thing, we Ayurveda, as Ayurveda doctors or students, failing is to build a good community, like you said, study groups. That's where community building starts, to have each other, to support each other. That's where we are lagging today, more than pursuing any PG courses. That's where I think we should concentrate ourselves more in, to build a proper community, to support each other,
Mhm.
and to let the Ayurveda reach everyone.
Mhm. Another thing, I will just add on to that. From AVP, Krishna Kumar ji sir used to say, uh, all the BMS pass outs need not be Vaidyas. If they are all are Vaidyas, then Ayurveda would die. Because you need Ayurveda, those who know Ayurveda in all the fields. There should be actors who know Ayurveda properly. There should be sports people who know Ayurveda properly. Properly. There should be politicians who know Ayurveda properly. There should be diplomats who know Ayurveda properly. Unless there is an Ayurveda person in all the field, it's not practically possible for Ayurveda to grow. Uh, and not in the sense that uh, we are saturated doctor wise, we have enough doctors in this country or not. But based on your skills, based on your intentions, based on your interests, each of us should contribute to the science, then contribute to the people. And this can be done only if there are people everywhere, those who know Ayurveda. So just an added point. And
Yeah,
yeah, you can continue.
I- yeah, I would agree that's why networking is the key. That's where we are failing today. We have just one last question.
Okay.
Um, The question is, I am interested in both the subjects of Samhita and Swastarutta. Which subject would be better to go towards? One last question.
Okay. I would explain it as I see it. From my point of view, it would be different from others' point of view. Swasthavritta, if you are outspoken, go with Swasthavritta. You have a great market for Swasthavritta out there. If you are interested in clinical practice and if you are interested in teaching, if you are interested in understanding Ayurveda better, if you are an introvert, learn Samhita because you can easily outreach people with Swasthavritta. You need that public point of view. So Swasthavritta would pay you more if you are market oriented, if you are much more outspoken. Samhita would be much more beneficial in the end, clinically and personally as an Ayurveda doctor. Hope I answered
I
it.
do, I don't know how you come up with the best of the best advisors every single time and best answers to every questions. We are really glad to have you on the session today, sir. Because every time I interact with you, be it any issue, be it geopolitics, be it history, be it Ayurveda, or be it anything, it's always very good to interact with you. It's overwhelming to interact with you. You always put the best. Your approach is different, your thinking is different. So I think you are the best mentor anyone can ever have, as a senior, as a brother, and as a teacher. So really
Probably,
glad to have you on the session today, and thank you so
I,
much for accepting the invitation on just a single message.
I don't think I would be the best mentor from a PG point of view. There are a lot of people who are much better aspirants, those who have studied well, those who have prepared well, those who have scheduled well. I just do it my way, and I hope at least a few people could connect to it. And no, it's just my duty to share what I went through and what was there in my mind, because at least a few people could can relate to uh, my point of view. There, I think in the future sessions there would be a lot better mentors who can streamline this completely for you in a academically way. It would help you prepare well. It would help you face the papers well, and finally contribute to the Shastra and people well.
Yeah, again, this is what the thing I like most in you. You never boast about yourself, no matter what, because not just few, many, you represent many of us. This is how many study in the end. This is how people should approach with their life, like keeping their head cool, taking things as they are, and considering the possibilities of doing many things in life, not going as per the SOP, standard operating procedure or protocol set by the education system of today. Doing altogether a different thing is what the world needs and is what the our system needs today. So you represent many of us, and not just for PG. When I said a mentor, I meant the mentor for life, and you are definitely the one. You should take the credits for it.
Thank you,
So
thank you.
thank you again for joining us today, and I hope many can learn a lot from this session. Can take away so many positives from this session, and we hope you host you next again so many times, and in future, if possible, arrange a physical interaction also. If everything goes as per the plan and the future permits it. So until that, bye. Yeah,
Okay,
and
everyone
thank
sleep
you
well,
again.
eat well, think well. Good night.
Thank you everyone for joining. Stay tuned on our channel for more such insightful sessions and interactions.
See you. Bye.